dive into it, into the psychology, the confidence, and explore more effective communication techniques with our both of educational speakers. Now you may wonder, Kayum, why don't you use the virtual background like the others? Ladies and gentlemen, these sessions remind me back when the first time I am here in Maranatha Toastmasters conducting a panel discussion, or no, conducting an online meeting throughout Maranatha Toastmasters Club. This is the first club that I embarked outside of my place here in Sarawak on becoming a Toastmasters. And I want to share with you that this is the book that I have been reading before. It is a talk like that. Some of you may heard it, some of you might not know it, but this is the book that make me want to know about what is public speaking even worse. Like, what can it give to me? And ladies and gentlemen, these two speakers, I believe, is a perfect example of our session here today. Now, allow me to introduce them to you. Our first educational speaker, Toastmasters Fajar Marta, is someone who is enthusiastic with books. Wherever there is a book, there is Fajar. That's what he told me before. And currently, he is embarking his journey into the calculus masters, calculus in master degree. So that, ladies and gentlemen, let us listen on how to create or how to make your speech structures better from our speakers today, Fajar Marta. Fajar Marta, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Koyum. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, welcome to our first Edu session in this July. So before I continue, I have a story a little bit. When I was a student long time ago, I had a headmaster. And this particular headmaster has a specific passion. He liked talking a lot. So during the Monday ceremony, as usual, he speak a very long time, and he can start from talking about his family, and then talking about the religion, about talking about conspiracy, on and on and on, and until we become so bored of it. And imagine we were staying in the middle of the field under the burn of the sun. It feels as if we are the rotisserie chicken, waiting until fully grilled. So the point is that we don't want to be someone who keep yapping all the time and doesn't have any structure or any organization when we are talking. We want someone who are confident, but also be able to deliver their message. So that's why, although this can be a repetition of the stuff that we have learned before, I believe that this is still a very worthy idea to understand again. So what I would like to explain is all about the organizing and outlining your speech. All right. And I think I will gear this toward the new members because we have 4 new members, but we can just simply edit as along, yeah. All right, let's just make it very easy. How we organize and outline our speech is actually really depends on the purpose of our speech. For example, when someone contact me, hello Fajar, my long time friend, hello Fajar, it's been a while since we met. Oh, I think I know that he want to persuade me to buy some maybe like insurance or anything like that. So the way we construct our speech is really depends on the purpose of that. It can be like informative, like what I am doing right now, or it can be like, sorry. It can be like to inform about some specific events. It can be like to persuade, and it can be to special occasions. So different purpose, usually you have a little bit different outline, and we have to keep in mind on what exactly the purpose of our speech. Okay, next is about choosing our topic. Choosing a topic is similar to picking what menu that you want your guests to eat, because maybe some people like spicy, some people don't like very hot, or they don't like meat or anything like that. So you have to be mindful of what kind of the topic that you want to choose. At least in Toastmasters, we don't want to pick a topic that is too controversial, especially like politics and religion. Oh, it's big no, because one time when there was a speaker in Toastmasters long time ago, someone pick up about politics, and oh my God, it was very controversial, and it's like a big red flag. So usually when you are brainstorming your idea, it's better for you to come up with something that is a common interest. Maybe you can talk about the recent gossip or about anything that is viral in the TikTok, or anything that is may interest the audience. And because your time is actually quite limited, it is better for you to narrow down your topic. So for example, you would like to talk about, let's say, education, let's say. But education is a very broad idea, right? So you can make it a specific topic that may be interesting to your audience. For example, how to pick the best school in your area. Let's say this topic may interest the parents, or if your audience is about student, maybe how can I get A with the minimum studying? Oh, that's something that I wish I had learned before. Or yeah, you have to narrow down and not make it super wide. And lastly, the suggestion is that you can write your thesis statement. So for example, what is the most important idea from that particular speech topic? So for example, and the best way to learn as a student is to study regularly within schedule, and it is the best way. Let's say that's the thesis statement that you would like to express around that. And then as you can see, your audience can be anything. It can start from, let's say, a worker, a student, or anything. So you have to be in mind of what kind of audience that you have. So for example, let's say that you are delivering a speech in front of Gen Z, let's say. So maybe you would like to choose a style that is not very formal, not very serious, so you don't want them to be sleepy during the speech itself. But if you are, let's say, you are talking about in front of the executives, then maybe it can be different. And then you also have to know what is your listeners would like to be interested in. So let's say that I think Burona at the time was delivering EduSession in front of audience that has many members from finance industry. So she can start with the opening from the finance people perspective. Maybe she can point out how does public speaking can be beneficial for finance people, for example. So it is something that we have to be in mind. Okay, next is about the opening for your speech. So usually for the opening for your speech, it is around 30 seconds or about 1 minute. Actually, this is one of the most important part of your speech, because if you miss this part of the speech, the student may simply stop listening to you. It is similar to how we judge a video of TikTok or shorts. We usually judge within like 2 seconds, right? If it's not good, we will simply skip it. So that's why that this opening is very important. Why it's important? It's to grab the attention and to make this audience really care about our topic. So I would like to give you example, some kind of ideas that we can use for our opening. For examples, we can use a quick story. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a video that is suitable for that. This is can you see the video? Okay. So this is a video from Steve Jobs when he was speaking in one of the university in America.
I'm honored to be with you today for your commencement from one of the finest universities in the world. Truth be told, I never graduated from college, and this is the closest I've ever gotten to a college graduation. Today, I want to tell you 3 stories from my life. That's it. No big deal. Just 3 stories.
Okay, as you can see that he start with a joke that, oh, I already read. Yeah, he started with a joke and it piques the interest of the audience. And then the third one, and then the next one is the body of your speech. So basically, it usually consists of 3 main points. You can add more, like 4 points, and you can simply add some supporting materials. My suggestion is that sometimes for a beginner speakers, usually they put too much abstract stuff or theoretical stuff. It's actually better for you to add some stories or experience. Usually, it's better. Although you can adjust it whether it's informative speech or just a regular speech. And then lastly, you need to conclude your speech with a bang. Maybe you can add some interesting closing or summarize your main points. All right. Sorry, because of the time, I cannot talk about this further. But basically, how we organize our speech is to determine the speech purpose, choose your topic, know your audience, open your speech with a bang, body of the speech, and then close the speech. All right, I think that's all for me. Back to you, moderator, Koyum.
Fantastic. That's a very amazing job that you have done there. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you and allow me to invite you to hop in the chat box down below. If you have any sort of questions, comment, any jokes that you want to bring into the table, you may use the chat box down below. So do not make it, pretty quiet, because I have started it with typing the letter R in the chat box down below and having the love emoji. At the same time, we have Ayashi saying yes. Continue the momentum of communication. This is why we are here today. And regarding about the speech structures, I believe that everyone wants there how to speak, how to do it better, how can we end the conversations. Now that's what we learn. And that's also what I want to improve every single day and explore more how to make it powerful, how to make it more inspirational to others. Now for the next speakers, if you see only by his name, he is known widely or globally. Wherever there is an online Toastmasters, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf Chandra is a person that I would recognize as influential speakers, fluent communicators. He has an experience of being a Toastmasters, a public speakers, wide awake. And he currently is a lecturer in hotel management, if I'm not mistaken, more specific in culinary and arts. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go into another session by our educational speakers, distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf Chandra, with the topics delivering a speech. Delivering a speech. Yusuf Chandra, over to you.
Thank you very much, moderator, Toastmaster Abdul Qayyum. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just know we have listened to the edu speaker Fajar that a speech should contain of attention, opening, body, and conclusion. Besides that, we need to have the delivery, how to deliver the speech. But before we go on that, I would like to ask Debbie to play my video. Can you, Debbie?
It seems?
Yeah, but not
Let's see.
opening yet. It's black.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Belajar dari anak kecil, Yusuf Chandra.
Perbuatan baik yang bisa kita lakukan ialah memberi dengan
No
ikhlas
picture.
pada mereka yang benar.
No picture, Pak.
No?
Everyone, is the video already showing?
No, Debbie, I think maybe you have to click when you share this. I think there is you have to tick on the.
Pernahkah Anda
Wait, Bu, let me try again. Can everyone see my screen?
No, can see.
Okay, let's try this one.
Belajar dari anak kecil, Yusuf Chandra.
perbuatan baik yang bisa kita lakukan ialah memberi dengan ikhlas pada mereka yang benar-benar memerlukan. Pernahkah Anda dalam keadaan harus memberi kepada orang yang tidak Anda kenal sama sekali? Saya pernah. Contest Chair, Dewan Juri, para hadirin sekalian, izinkanlah saya bercerita. Satu cerita kecil tentang hidup saya. Suatu sore, saya berkendaraan dengan istri saya pulang dari kantor menuju rumah. Langit begitu gelap, hujan deras, halilintar saling bersahutan. Di tengah jalan, istri saya berkata, "Sayang, bisakah kita berhenti untuk beli kue?" Bayangkan di tengah kegelapan dan halilintar, dia minta beli kue. Wanita, oh wanita, selalu misterius. Tapi dia istri saya. Akhirnya saya parkir mobil saya. Dari kejauhan saya melihat seorang laki-laki tergopoh-gopoh. Rambut yang basah dan badan yang basah kuyup. Dan saya mulai curiga. Apa yang maunya dia? Apakah dia mau merampok saya? Apakah dia mau merampok istri saya? Atau dia mau merampok istri dan kuenya? Dalam hati, silakan. Dia makin mendekat. Dia coba ketuk pintu kendaraan saya. Dan saya makin curiga. Apa yang mau dia? Saya lihat istri saya dia cuek aja. Kalau saya biarkan laki-laki ini, dia akan terus kebasahan dan mungkin pingsan. Saya buka jendela, saya tanya, Bapak mau apa? Oh Tuhan, tolonglah saya, bawa saya ke mobil Anda. Hanya sampai di ujung jalan saja. Pikiran saya kacau. Kalau saya bawa dia, istri saya dibawa kabur. Kalau saya biarkan dia di luar, dia akan sakit. Saya tidak bisa memutuskan. Dan saat itu saya teringat. Suatu saat saya membawa makanan untuk dibagikan kepada orang-orang yang miskin. Dan saya bertemu dengan seorang anak kecil dengan muka yang layu dan sangat kelaparan. Saya tanya, adik, mau makan kah? Pak, saya lapar sekali. Dari pagi saya belum makan. Oh, jangan takut. Saya bawa makanan. Ini ada nasi. Pak, kalau boleh saya minta roti. Kan roti itu adalah kesayangan saya. Oh, jangan takut. Saya akan belikan roti. Saya lari ke bakery. Dan saya bawa roti. Dan saya berikan pada anak itu. Anak itu melihat roti dengan mata terbelalak. Seakan-akan berlian yang beribu-ribu, berharga yang berjuta-juta. Begitu senangnya dia. Hanya dengan roti saja. Dan saya sangat gembira. Dia akan makan. Ternyata dia hanya melihat roti itu. Dan dia menyimpannya. Saya mulai curiga. Kenapa adik tidak makan? Katanya ingin makan roti. Dia berkata, ya Pak, saya ingin sekali makan roti ini. Tapi saya ingat adik saya, dari semalam dia belum makan. Kalau dia pulang, saya akan bagi roti ini. Para hadirin sekalian, anak sekecil itu dalam keadaan miskin dan lapar. Di hadapannya ada makanan, kesukaannya. Dia masih mau berbagi. Dia punya empathy untuk membagikan barang kesayangan dia. Dan saya, mengapa saya tidak berbagi dengan orang ini? Mengapa saya begitu egois? Berpikir dia akan merampok. Langsung saya buka pintu. Saya bilang, Bapak, silakan masuk. Saya tidak peduli apakah kendaraan saya akan jadi kotor dan bau dengan masuknya Bapak ini. Tidak begitu lama, Bapak itu turun. Dia mengatakan, Tuhan, sampai di sini saja. Sebelum dia turun, dia berkata, Tuhan, Tuhan baik sekali. Kalau Tuhan tadi tidak membawa saya, mungkin saya sudah terkapar mati, kehujanan dan kedinginan. Sekarang saya merasa nyaman. Begitu senangnya hati dia. Begitu gembiranya dia, padahal saya tidak berikan uang. Saya tidak berikan harta apapun. Saya hanya berbagi sedikit. Kebahagiaan yang ada dalam diri dia juga terjadi dalam diri saya. Para hadirin sekalian, sejak saat itu saya tahu bagaimana orang yang sedang menderita. Dan bagaimana gembiranya hati saya ketika saya bisa membuat orang lain gembira. Saya teringat akan lilin. Lilin yang menyala, menerangi kegelapan. Membiarkan dirinya hancur leleh demi untuk orang-orang yang tidak dikenalnya. Jadilah lilin yang menyala. Jadilah orang yang bisa berbagi dengan sesama. Kembali ke share.
Thank you, Deb. Oke, baiklah Bapak-Bapak, Ibu-Ibu sekalian, saya mix dengan bahasa Indonesia. Di sini saya menunjukkan bagaimana saya membuat speech itu. Tadi Fajar mengatakan harus ada opening, grabbing attention, ada main points, dia mengatakan 2 atau 3 main points, kemudian ada contohnya, dan saya memberikan contoh-contoh itu di dalam cerita saya. Dan diakhiri dengan conclusion, kesimpulan. Saya menarik kesimpulannya, kemudian saya tambahkan call to action. Call to action ini sangat penting karena mengajak audience untuk melakukan sesuatu. Nah, di samping struktur dari pidato itu harus mengalir seperti air, opening, body, conclusion, call to action, juga yang sangat penting adalah delivery. How you deliver the speech. Number one, vocal. The voice, it should be clear. And you shouldn't talk to yourself, but you should talk to others. Meaning, when you speak, you have to make sure that they understand your speech. So it includes the pausing, the stressing, and also the vocal variety. Don't forget, it's not only the vocal or voice, but the facial expression. It shows to the people when you are angry or when you are sad. You must play that one. And eye contact. We have to look at the people, all people, not looking at up and down. The body language, the hand gestures, it adds to the meaning of your speech. Pergerakan, di sini karena kita di Zoom, kebanyakan orang duduk. Sebaiknya ketika kita membawakan sebuah pidato, kita berdiri. Karena dengan berdiri orang bisa melihat gerakan kita, perpindahan kita dari satu tempat ke tempat lain. Itu menambah meaning kepada cerita itu. Atau ketika saya berbicara dengan anak itu, badan saya berubah. Atau ketika saya bicara dengan bapak-bapak yang mau ikut dengan mobil saya, itu orang bisa menggambarkan, membayangkan apa yang terjadi. Sedangkan kalau kita duduk saja seperti ini sekarang, orang sulit membayangkannya. Next yang berikutnya adalah movement. Movement ini sangat penting. Dari satu cerita, tadi Fajar mengatakan biasanya di body itu ada 3 atau 4 poin. Saya menguranginya menjadi 3 poin. Poin pertama, saya akan berdiri di tengah. Poin kedua, saya akan pindah ke kiri atau ke kanan. Poin ketiga, kembali ke kanan. Kemudian untuk conclusion, saya kembali ke tengah. Itu merupakan sebuah ciri atau pergerakan saya itu menunjukkan bahwa saya pindah loh dari ide ini ke ide yang lain. Sehingga dengan perpindahan ini, tanpa memakai kata-kata atau transition word, orang sudah lebih mengerti bahwa I am moving from the first story to the second one, then to the third one, and now I'm coming to the conclusion. So ladies and gentlemen, all those things we need to practice, practice, and practice. The most important thing in making a speech, in delivering the speech, is practice. I always tell my mentee that when you make a draft, you practice it first. Practice not only 1 or twice. It should be more than 10 times. I heard that one of the best, or the winner, the champion in the world, they practice it 300 times before they come to the stage for 7-minute speech. So ladies and gentlemen, how can we improve if we don't speak, if we don't make any practice? Not only the structure, not only the content, but also the delivery. Probably I need 15 years to be able to do like what I have done. So it takes a long, long time. Okay, I will open up for the discussion because the light is red already. Thank you very much. I'll return the control back to the moderator. Kayum, stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, unmute yourself and give them both a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing way to explore how to deliver speech, how to deliver your stories, how to deliver your purpose and messages. And now this would be a little bit of what do they have in mind. 10 to 15 minutes would not be enough. I know, my friend, I know. If you have any questions, you may want to raise your virtual hands. You can ask them a questions to either distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf Chandra or our first educational speaker, Toastmaster Fajar Marta. Any questions that you have, right? And I do receive some, love letters from the audience at the same time to ask our speakers. Now, allow me, or please put me in the spotlight together with both our educational speakers, which is Toastmaster Fajar Marta and as well distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf. Now, this is a question that specifically our guest here asked to our Toastmasters Fajar. What are the key strategies and techniques that can be implemented in our daily life to become a confident speaker?
Okay, so that's the question, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
you want me to repeat it?
it's okay. I will just simply answer it directly.
All right.
Okay, to answer that, I want to tell a little bit my experience. At the time, I was attending some kind of event. So it was conducted by one of an English club. But one time, suddenly, the MC was missing in action. The MC that was supposed to come, they are not contactable. And the organizer was panicking. Oh my God, who should become the MC? And suddenly, Fajar, can you become a sudden MC? Please, we have no other people that can help. And I was thinking, I'm a guest here. But because he was so desperate, okay, fine. I become a sudden MC. And then I just become an MC with just maybe like 15 minutes preparations. But during those MC, I did okay. I did well, and I think that the reason why is that I had already so much practice in Toastmasters, so that it becomes like a second nature. So if we want to become a confident speakers, actually it is not exactly a formula. It is just a matter of how much experience that you have practicing here. There is no other way around, to be honest. It's not like putting some formula in math formula and it's done. No, it's like a skill that we have to ingrain and repeat until it becomes second nature. Okay.
Right. Thank you very much, Fajar, for the response. I believe our guest here today, he is smiling behind the screen and say like, that's answered my question. Now, distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf, this is also a question that are specifically to be asked to you. Mr. Timer, if the time is allowing me to ask more questions, let me know. If the time is up, show me the red card so I can stop myself from asking them a question. Now, Toastmaster Yusuf Chandra, the guests are asking you, what are some practical exercise or activity that can help them to be a confident speakers? You say practice, practice, practice. What is the practice? Over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, the same question came to me. What do I mean with practice? Practice with the evaluator. So you ask somebody to look at you, to listen to your speech, and see our movement and body language, everything. And this evaluator give feedback to us. Those feedback will be very important. And if you ask the evaluator to give you the feedback, don't feel hurt. Jangan sakit hati. Why? Because it makes us better. I have been there so many times in my life. So many people, so many evaluators said, it's no good. Your hand movement is too much. Or your eye contact, you're looking at other people. And I think this is very hurtful. All the time I heard this kind of evaluation, but then I see the positive side. They are right. If I don't listen to them, if they don't look at me and listen to me, how can I know that my hand gesture is too much or my eye contact is not focusing on the audience? So ladies and gentlemen, my advice is before you come to the stage, you ask somebody to give you evaluation. See the evaluation because this evaluator will give you a positive feedback. Don't think that they hate you, they don't like you. They like you, they want you to be a better speaker. So that's what I mean with practice, practice, and practice. It's not only practice without any feedback. Thank you very much. Back to you.
It will not call a practice without any feedback. That's a very good word and a wise one. My friends, I do have another questions to either both of you want to answer this. This is open to both, I believe. Jokes and comedy now is something, becoming a culture, a thing. Everybody want to incorporate jokes in their speeches. How to avoid bad jokes? All right, maybe we can start with Toastmaster Yusuf. How to avoid bad jokes?
Thank you very much. Well, in Toastmaster, we remind you that it is not a stand-up comedian. We cannot just make any jokes we like. We have to consider the religion, the races, and everything. So if it is possible to have a joke, and it must be inserted in a story, but make it a clean joke. The joke that doesn't hurt anyone. Clean joke. Thank you.
All right. Now the question goes to Toastmasters Fajar. Once again, I would like to know on your perspective. Now we have I would say Toastmasters Yusuf in the millennial generations. How about the Gen Z, the Gen X or the Gen Z? How do they avoid, bad jokes? Over to you.
All right. So what we afraid is that when we are delivering the joke, nobody laugh, and it become a very awkward moment. It's something that we really want to avoid. So my suggestion is that you have to make several jokes, and naturally, some of the joke will not make it into the script. Some of the joke will make it into the script. So it's like an elimination game. You pick the best one, and it's actually okay when you are trying to find some joke and it doesn't funny, but usually you can find a connection to make a better jokes next time. So yeah, so it's an elimination game. That's my idea. And if you have more experience and if you have more database of some certain jokes, that will be very helpful when you want to speak on a specific time.
Fantastic. Okay. Fantastic. Eliminating jokes. And that's very true. We have a lot of jokes, the knock-knock jokes, and those are the things that we all are going to say, like, let's try it, trial and error. If it is a bad jokes, may not want to do it again. If it is a good one, it can be done in the same area or different audience. All right, the same area, different audience. Ladies and gentlemen, another questions to before we go for our grammarian, let us have our another guest here that are asking to the distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf how to make our speech always attractive in a longer speeches like 18 to 22 minutes or 1 to 2 hours duration. All right, Toastmaster Yusuf, over to you.
For me, if I have to make a longer speech, I will insert the jokes, the humor. Like in my story, I inserted some humors in it so that it makes people not boring listening to my speech. But my joke, again, is a clean joke. So my advice is make a joke in every, let's say 18 minutes is a long time. After 5 minutes, insert one joke. Another 5 minutes, another joke. Another 5 minutes, another joke. So 3 jokes at least in the 18 minutes speech. It would be enough because it will, people will be laughing and then they will refresh again and come back again to listen to our story. But my point is, when they are laughing, don't wait too long. So they start laughing, and then you go on with your story. They laugh again, okay, pause a little bit, then you come back to your story. Don't wait until they all finish. It will kill the time. Thank you.
Amazingly done. Putting in the jokes in between of the speeches. I agree with that statements or the idea. Because me myself, I'm not a funny person, so a comedian, in a whole. But I can see still people are laughing at me. I don't know why. Yeah. And that would be a ripple effect, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go further to make, these sessions into a memory, let we go into the questions of our grammarian. How long does it take for both Toastmasters Fajar and distinguished Toastmaster Yusuf to be able to deliver a speech confidently? All right. If you remember the early days, you start the public speaking. Let us go with Toastmaster Yusuf. How long did it take?
How long does it take? I joined Maranatha more than 15 years ago.
Wow, 15 years ago. When would it be specific? Do you remember?
I think 2004, 2005, I started. It's a long, long time. My other friend, Yeni, is longer than me.
That's a very great, numbers. 15 years, 2004. I just started my school in a primary one,
You made
That's
me
a
look
very
older.
Oh yeah. All right. What about Toastmasters Fajar? How long did you take?
How long did I start a Toastmasters membership around 7 years ago, but it doesn't mean that you have to be part of Toastmaster for 7 years until you become confident. There are several cases that they become very confident within a short time. Do you know Toastmaster Eric? Right? Yeah, Toastmaster Eric that was Maranatha member. He won, I think, evaluation speech contest on division level or district level within the first try. So yeah, it doesn't really take that long. If you want to make it shorter, then maybe you can attend other clubs and have more experience. And those 7 years or even 15 years of experience can be summed up into like 1 or 2 years if you make it a very serious journey. It's up to you. How long would you like to have?
Fantastic. I can see Toastmasters Agra is focusing like, I'm going to do this in 1 month. You know, I'm going to nail this in 1 month. I want to become a speaker that like both of you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the idea, that's the dream. I would say, let us wrap up the sessions, but we have another questions from Toastmasters Debbie. Questions keep coming in, but let me allow me to acknowledge this will be the last questions today. Thank you very much to all of you who are asking the questions. That is very interactive, and this is a good answer from all of our speakers. Now, how do you kill anxiety? A short one from Toastmasters Fajar. How do you kill anxiety?
Okay.
Stage
don't-
anxiety.
Okay, so the answer is that, at least for me, don't treat anxiety as something bad. Don't think that anxiety is something that we have to avoid. Anxiety is basically a bodily response that means that we are excited. That means the adrenaline is spiking. That's about it. If we want to push it away, usually it becomes worse. We just have to let it be and think it as a very natural thing.
All right, that's a very, you know, I would second the idea on treat it like as something good. What about Toastmasters, Yusuf? How do you kill those anxiety in the early stage? 2004, no one knows about what happened back then.
Well, you know, in 2000, when I started the Toastmaster, I didn't know what Toastmaster is. I just went to visit my friend lecturing in Maranatha. And it makes me anxious to know what is Toastmasters. Is it making a toast? And he said, no, just come with me. To kill my anxiety, I joined the club. And to know it more, I joined the club, I be involved in the club, I become one of the committee, one of the VPE or whatever it is, and that answering my anxiety. I think by joining the club, by getting involved, you will know the answer. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Yusuf, for the response give, as well as our Toastmasters Fajar. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. The time is something that stretchable. Yet again, it's very jealous of me because when I conducting the session, the time flies so fast. Let me wrap up with what Dhananjaya Hettiarchi has ever said to every single Toastmasters in the world. I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. And until you be a Toastmasters, we will figure it out together. With that, back to you, Toastmaster Ranawati Wongso.
Wow, thank you very much. I think we all learned quite a lot from both Toastmaster Fajar and also DTM Yusuf Chandra. This is also especially for the new members. I hope that you can get these education sessions and practice it in your speeches very soon. Thank you very much. So next, I would like to have a group photo. So if someone can help me to have a group photo. Thank
Bu,
you.
can we share the certificate first, Bu?
Oh, yes. Okay.